laws. BRB Network TV with Brian Hertzock.
We have Kip Wall, who is a Baton Rouge attorney with a practice focused in representing consumers in the area of bankruptcy. Kip, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian.
We heard from Dr. Andrews, Dr. Donald Andrews, just on our last segment, which is the Dean of College Business at Southern University, with regard to the future of our economic outlook. What's happening with regard to bankruptcy in Baton Rouge and surrounding areas right now, Kip?
Well, Brian, our economy here in Baton Rouge is somewhat better than the rest of the country. But even having said that, during the first 6 months of this year, from January 1st through June 30th, bankruptcy filings were up over 60% compared to with the same period last year. So we are seeing an increase in filings. But looking at it overall, even though we're seeing an increase now, for the comparable time period in 2004, bankruptcy filings in this area are still only running about 75% of what were filed in 2004. So we're not seeing what the rest of the country is seeing, but our trend is still definitely increasing.
Kip, that's right. Bankruptcy laws were amended in 2005. Hopefully the economy conditions will improve, as Dr. Andrews projected. But, with regard to the changes in the law, how can people survive the slump?
Right now, there are a couple of options that are common for individuals who are facing financial distress under the bankruptcy laws. We're going to look at a Chapter 13. When people are behind on their mortgage payments, behind on their car notes, but they have the ability to catch up on their payments, we're going to talk about a Chapter 13 first to see if that's appropriate for them. If they have sufficient income, then it may be possible for us to restructure their debts, enabling them to keep their house, keep their car, pay their debts, and move forward once their income is reestablished.
So, Kip, can a Chapter 13 help people to keep property that they've worked for?
Potentially. We have to look at your debts, we have to look at your income, and we have to look at your expenses. It may be possible, and we do this quite routinely, it's very common, we may be able to restructure your debts and draft a plan that enables you to retain your property. Every situation is different. That's why you need to speak with a qualified attorney about your particular circumstances in order that they can look at your situation and determine what options are available to you.
We're talking about people here that are in a financial strain of some sort. If they're having financial problems, how can they afford to see an attorney?
That's a good question. Some attorneys, including our firm, do not charge for an initial consultation. You can come in, we sit down, we talk about your situation. We look at your income, we look at your expenses, we look at your debts. We go through a full analysis. And through this process, you can identify the options that best meet your needs.
Okay, Kip, look, I'm going to have to go ahead and take a hard break right now. Stay tuned. Baton Rouge, we have attorney Kip Wall with us with a practice focused on representing consumers in the area of bankruptcy. We'll be right back in a few minutes. Stay tuned.